How's it going, everyone? It's Nathan from Nathan's DIY Garage, and today I'm going to show you how to diagnose electrical problems on a BMW E46. Okay, so we got the E46 opened up here. We're going to go over a couple things. There's two major points you have to look at on these cars, and you see a lot of them on Craigslist, electrical issues. The first one, the easiest one, is going to be this guy right here. And I unplugged it to show you. A lot of times what happens, after so many years open and closing the trunk lid, it'll actually break the coating off the wires. Sometimes even break the wires, and they'll start shorting together. It'll cause all kinds of problems, from lock problems, just all kinds of crazy stuff going on. It can even cause a car not to run right. That's always the first thing I check. I peel it down from up here. I go over here, and I'll actually unplug it from the car itself. Pull it up that way. I look at both ends, try to slip this up, inspect this whole harness to where it goes down in there. Any part it might bend. And that's basically the biggest area you need to look out for. That's the immediate danger of melting stuff down. So the next one is, and this is common on the coupes just as much as the four doors. Also the trunk situation is too. The next biggest problem is water run down the sunroof. And you can see up here, this one's already out. The sun visor still didn't put it back in yet. And what happens is the sunroof drains in the corners up here, in the front and the rear. Now the back drains, we don't really have any problem with those. But the front drains from the factory, they have a little piece of rubber that pushes on there. And you guys saw the video I did a while back. It's been a month or so ago. And you have to take the sun visor out and you have to push the drain back on the nipple on the sunroof so it drains down through the A-pillar. Well, this thing isn't focusing. Down through the A-pillar, and it drains and leaks under the car. That's the way it's supposed to be. So if that's not on, it drains and runs down the inside of the upholstery right here and runs all the way down. And it runs down, and down in here, up behind the glove box, is where your GM5 module sits. That's also where a lot of other stuff sits. And as you know, in the glove box, that is also, just like the E39, that is also where your fuse box sits. It drops down right here. So once all that stuff gets wet, that's going to cause lock problems. That's also going to cause anywhere from airbag lights to stay on. It's going to cause ABS problems. There's a lot of modules and ECUs behind there. And I think more of what it is, as far as the ABS problems, it leaks on the fuse box. And what you're going to be able to see, this one doesn't have it yet, because we caught it in time and fixed it. But what you're going to be able to see is down here, when you pull the box open, see if I can do it one-handed. And the fuses will actually be like corroded looking. They have a white corrosion on all of them. And you have to pull them out and unhook the battery first. You have to pull them out, and you will have to clean all that crap out. I use that WD-40 penetrant and just clean everything. And you can see these aren't like that. You see little connectors in there that be white. That is a huge, huge, huge problem with these cars. So remember, guys, when you're buying these things, when you look at them, when you go to the guy's house to look at them, wherever you're buying it from, the dealership, first thing you want to do is check this passenger carpet and make sure it isn't wet. So if it is wet, if it's really wet, it's the sunroof drain. If it's a little bit wet, it could also be the door panels. They have a foam behind the door panel themselves that has to be glued back in place. If not, water can leak in. It goes down under the door panel and leaks over the sill into the carpet. That could also get your rear carpets wet. If the sunroof leaks enough, it could also run over the back and get the rears wet also. One more little thing I noticed is a lot of these also. People like to put aftermarket lights in them like that, and they like to chop up the wiring. Also, same way down here on these lights, they like to snip the wiring off for some reason. So like 3/4 of them I get in had that problem. And the wiring's all got crimp-ons and black tape all over it. So if you're having light problems, that's a place to look. And also remember on the corner light right here that those sockets like to corrode on the inside, and that makes the dash light stay on. It looks like the headlight's bad, but the headlight's actually good. But this little corner light won't work.